how you write the technical provisions. And it's up to the owner to write a good contract, or to their GEC, their general engineering consultant, to write a contract that's kind of specific. Well, it's open to innovation and it's open to new ideas. You want to be specific what the floor is. That is what the base is. You're going to follow these documents and follow these standards and various other things, because the argument always becomes in design build, well, I don't have to follow that. I can do whatever I want. Well, not exactly. Right. And so, could you comment? Sorry to cut you off. Could you comment kind of specifically, like kind of the phases of these projects and kind of maybe how long each one lasts for its typical design build project? We have a saying in design build: if you've been on one design build project, you've been on one design build project. And I guess my comment, from what I know about it, and it is limited, it's not as extensive as it is with design bid build. On design build, it's much more limited. But we hear this from all our colleagues who have had multiple design build projects under their belt. Again, that they're all different. It depends on the owner and the team and the contract and the technical provisions as to how it goes. So there is a proposal phase. Folks go out and say, we're going to build a road from X to Y, and we want it to be design build. But there's also cases, and this has happened in Pennsylvania and other places, where a consortium puts together an unsolicited design build proposal and just gives it to the owner. And that's happened in Pennsylvania and numerous other places that I'm aware of, where somebody has spent a lot of money putting together a very extensive design build proposal that was unsolicited, hands it over to the owner, and says, this is what we would like to do, and here's what it's going to cost you in time, and sometimes not money, because the design builder is going to charge a toll and take that project over for 49 or 50 or 51 years, and then turn it back to the owner once they've the way they figure they got their money back. So when I've become involved with design build is not in that proposal phase as much, and I don't know how long that lasts, although I have been on a concession, a CDA, a concession design agreement in Texas, and they all have different names. So when I'm looking at P3s, or I'm looking at CDAs, or I'm looking at design build and stuff, I would have to admit to getting confused myself. I'm not necessarily a finance guy, but I do see that the phases, the only thing that I know that I can say is they're all different. And there is a proposal phase at the beginning. Then I have been on the team at both the North Texas Tollway Authority and at TxDOT to help choose a successful proposal, and then negotiate with back when I was with the owner, to negotiate with the successful proposal team for, here's how we would like you to change your proposal, to do a few things that we saw, quite frankly, in other proposals, and move that forward in a way that the owner thinks is going to be to their benefit and to the health, safety, and welfare of the public. Then the design builder is awarded the project, they get started, and it's much different design bid build, and you may very well know that. So there is it's a whole different animal to work with. Ultimately, you're hoping to get a project out at the very end that was done as safely as possible for the lowest cost, but also came online quicker. And some projects that I've worked with Tollway and some others, came on. When I say quicker, I don't mean a year before conventional funding may have prioritized that project. We're talking about 8 years or 10 years or 12 years before that project would have ever come up for consideration. So it's a way to get people. Well, it's also a development tool. And if you're familiar with Louisiana, they are not the Louisiana DOT, Department of Transportation, or the DOTD. They say it just how it is, the Department of Transportation and Development. So when they go in and do something, they're realizing that it's not just about solving problems of mobility and safety and stuff like that. It does recognize that you are developing the adjacent right-of-way in such a way that is will hopefully improve your economy.
Yeah. So these design build teams, who are they? I mean, is it generally made up of like one contractor? I mean, who makes up, a design build team that either gives an unsolicited or a solicited proposal?
I've never been on one where it was just one contractor, although there are some large, gigantic contractors. I could drop a name, but that might be inappropriate, so I won't. But they put together, some